Hey everybody, Seth with SethPerler.com, and I'm here today to talk to you about Pepper. And parents and teachers, what this is about is that at the end of the school year, things can often fall apart fast. Okay. So if things are falling apart, if your child, usually middle and high school students is where I see this, but this definitely happens with college kids as well. And sometimes with elementary kids, but not as much. And I'll explain why in just a minute. But what I want to explain today with Pepper, with this Pepper thing that I'll explain in just a minute, is how things fall apart so fast and why. So here's essentially what happens. For a lot of students, for students who struggle with what's called executive function, what happens is they start off the semester strong, whether it's fall semester or whether it's spring semester. They'll start off the semester strong. 6 to 8 weeks within the semester, they hit the dip, and all of a sudden grades plummet and things start to fall apart. And then what happens is that after grades start to plummet, they start to swim upstream for the rest of the semester, trying to dig themselves out of holes and get their grades up. And then after that, they sometimes get help with it, sometimes not. The semester ends really quickly. And then next thing you know, it's summer break, or it can be winter break. And your child has gone from what appeared to be doing fine to having a bunch of D's and F's. And sometimes they'll have a couple of A's thrown in there, but you suddenly find out, wow, what happened? How did my kid fail this? And for middle and high school students, for some middle and high school students, this is very common. Why? Well, there are a few reasons for this, but one of the main reasons is that if they are the type of student that gets behind with stuff, what happens is that they now, at the end of the school year, right now, from April and May, the last 2 months, they not only have to do their swimming upstream in their makeup work, but they also have to do their current work, and then they also have to do Pepper. What that means is they have to worry about 4 types of long-term assignments. And if these are kids who procrastinate, then doing the long-term assignments on top of their makeup work and on top of their current work, and given the fact that if they struggle with executive function, they're already somebody who isn't realistic about the time and energy necessary to accomplish things. Now they have these 4 long-term things. So parents and teachers, what I want you to look out for is these 4 long-term things, and help your child to understand that they need to plan appropriately to navigate these 4 things. And what they are: the first P is for papers, exams, projects, and large reading assignments. All 4 of these things are long-term assignments that often get bunched up at the end of a school year. So what will happen is that a teacher will tell the kids 6 weeks before the end of the school year, a month before the end of the school year, hey guys, we have an exam coming up. Here's your study guide. Be doing this to prep for it. Or they'll say, hey guys, we have a paper that you're going to have to write. Be ready for this. You have 3 or 4 weeks to do this paper. Here's what you're going to need to do. Or they're going to say, okay, guys, we have final projects to do. This is a long-term thing. Here's what you need to do. Or they're going to say, hey, guys, we have a long-term reading assignment, very large, in-depth articles that require a lot of concentration, novels, large things in textbooks or whatever. So with the Pepper, with those 4 things, again, these kids are not realistic about the time and energy that is required to do these things. So what they have to do is effectively plan. And what I recommend to families, and what I recommend to my clients and the students that I work with, a lot of students who are naturally good at school are able to go ahead and plan these things. They're able to envision that they need a lot of time. They're able to sometimes do something like an hour a day, but that is not the kids that I work with. For the kids that I work with, what I really recommend is planning large blocks of time. So planning 2, 3, 4 hour blocks of time with your child to work on these things, because they will take way longer than you think. So weekend days are great. You know, if you do Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1, for example, and you're sitting down with your child, if you have that type of relationship with the child where you can help with these with these 4 things, with papers, exams, projects, and reading assignments, if you're able to do that and you spend large blocks with them, or you can co-work with them on Saturday or Sunday, maybe it's Sunday evening, Sunday morning, whatever. But what I really recommend is you choosing large blocks. Don't think that if your child isn't this type of kid, don't imagine that they're going to be just because you guys have a great conversation about it. To expect them to work 30 minutes a day or 15 minutes a day on something, these aren't that type of kid. You want to choose large blocks. So perhaps you work a lot on Saturday, a lot on Sunday, then a lot on Tuesday night, and a lot on Thursday night on a particular project or whatever. Now, these are the kids that wait till the last minute, that it's Sunday night, it's 8 p.m. and they come to you and they say, Mom, Dad, I have a project due tomorrow. And you're like, what? And they're like, yeah. When did you know about it? Well, they told us about a month ago. What? You haven't worked on it this whole time? No. And so these are those kids. Oh, I have a big exam tomorrow. Do you have a study guide? I don't think so. And then you find out that there was a study guide. They never worked on it. So anyhow, in the large reading assignment, they're going to be using the Cliffs Notes or whatever, watching YouTube videos about it. They never actually read the book. The point is that not only are they rushing, not only are they stressing everybody out, but they're also losing an opportunity really to learn something. So again, what I encourage you to do is help them plan these things out, plan large blocks. And the other thing that I really recommend that you do is to email the teachers now, parents and teachers. I have a message for you too in a moment. Parents, what I want you to email the teachers right now is this. Hey, what's up? Hope you're having a good year. Thanks for everything you do for my kid. By the way, I know it's the end of the year. We're swimming upstream. Plus, we're working on current work. I just want to make sure that we are aware of everything that's coming up. Are there any papers, exams, projects, or large reading assignments that we should be aware of that my child should be working on, quote, should be working on before the end of the school year? If there are any of these four things, is there a rubric or a recommended reading schedule or a list of requirements or expectations for the paper or the project or what have you that we should know of? Because I haven't seen it yet. If that does exist, where is it? Is it online or is there a copy of it? And if there's a copy of it that's not online, can I please get a copy? Parents, I'm telling you this, you can do whatever you want to do, but I know the problems you've had with your child. I know that you've had the arguments. I know that if you have a middle schooler or a high school, I know that they're telling you, leave me alone. I got this. Stop bugging me. Why are you so annoying? I'll talk to my teacher tomorrow. I promise. I swear I turned it in. I swear the teacher just hasn't inputted the grades. You've heard these conversations. I know that because I've heard this hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. What I don't want for you parents is to be sitting there at the end of the school year and then watching this stuff unravel and then watching your kid get an F and then they have to take summer school or retake stuff in the fall. Plus you have more tension in the family, etc. So I'm trying to help you bypass it by telling you the things that will help. So parents, that's what I think would be helpful for you. I've been doing this a long time. Go ahead and talk to your kid about it. Ask them about the PEPR, the PEPR stuff. And then reach out, email the teachers, and then plan for it with large blocks. Next, teachers, this is my message for you. I work with a lot of students and a lot of types of teachers. I do not understand why teachers make things so complicated on themselves and, of course, on the students and the families. Of course, all of you don't do this, but I want to tell you what some teachers do that really helps. Teachers, please, if you have a project, a paper, an exam coming up, or a large reading assignment, please, please, please create a document that is extraordinarily thorough, that is very easy to read, that has bulleted areas and bolded area sections and bulleted facts that they can sift through, or a rubric or something that's very clear that explains everything, that is not vague, that is not confusing, that explains your expectations with extraordinary clarity regarding the timeline and the details or requirements that you have. So if you are having them write a paper, please make sure that you really detail, does it have to be Times New Roman 12-point font, double spaced, you know, the formatting? What are the things that you're going to be grading it on? When should they start? How much time should they be spending? How many times a week? Are they supposed to be researching? Should they be getting it edited by other? Please be very, very clear about what you expect on a paper. For an exam, please have a very clear, thorough explanation of on your study guide. And please tell them you should be studying this much. Your notes should be like this. Tell them so that parents aren't confused and they know. If you have a reading assignment, please do a reading schedule. Please be very specific on it. Please help the parents to understand what's expected. Please tell them how they should be taking notes on what they're reading and what they're going to be doing with the reading. So often I say to kids, well, are you going to have to write a paper about the book? Are you going to have to do a project? And they say, I don't know. Well, they probably do know or didn't hear it clearly or whatever, but almost always teachers have something going along with a book, either a paper or a project. So please send that home so that they know with clarity and there's no confusion. But if it's written on paper on a document so parents can see it, then there's no problem. Parents, and then the last one was the projects, the rubric for a project, what your expectations are. So anyhow, please, teachers, please, 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 please put it online so that the parents can download a PDF so that it's easy to find. They can print it off, they can write it on it and mark it up and keep track of what is expected so that they can walk their kid through that. I would say probably in my experience, about 25% of teachers do this well. But I deal with so much vagueness. I do so much email to teachers trying to figure out what the heck they're talking about. I can't figure out what they're talking about. The parents can't figure out what the teacher are talking about. And the students, especially the students that I work with the executive function issues and often processing issues, they do not know, they don't have the executive function to be able to get all the details that you're throwing at them. So please have it available online, easy to download and print with all the details that they need. So there's no ambiguity, no confusion, and so that they can try to meet the expectation and that they can get the support from their parents that they need to do that. Anyhow, I hope that you've enjoyed this. If you haven't subscribed to my blog, sethperler.com, go ahead and check it out. And go ahead and leave a comment if you want. This is my first live stream YouTube video. I'm just playing around with it for my blog this week. And go ahead and subscribe on YouTube, and then it will alert you if you want. It will alert you whenever I put out new content on YouTube. But if you subscribe on my site, I also send out a free mini course. I basically have teachers and parents generally who are the people who follow me. And finally, if you like this, please share this with someone right now. Anyhow, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.